slowly getting better at it, like recording these calls so I can learn and my partner can watch and we could just make ourselves better. But yeah, I was like, as you were talking, I was like, Dave, just stop. I want to record. It's okay. I'll get it
Good.
next time.
It will. It will.
Okay. So is there anything we could do better?
Yeah.
Any like little things, big things, you name it.
Um. Let's see. Just I guess maybe I'm lost in my own process, but also I just kind of opened it and went into Chaos Buster, and then maybe like helping me understand even what like go high level is and what like where does that even come from? Like it's like is it I think of like a program like Words in Microsoft, and Microsoft was is developed by them. Like it's kind of like for me that I'm interested in like even what that is, like what is it? Like people are white labeling it, everybody's doing it. Um, but like even the basics of like I think I can do everything that I want from it, honestly, from what I'm understanding. And it seems like it's the perfect blend of what you're doing, like giving me the tools to do that because there's no limits on it. Because it's like you show me how to get our phone number so it's not under somebody else's, like another white label, maybe, or this is under this umbrella. But while being able to help us, that's what it seems like you're doing. And that's why it was like the perfect solution for me. Um,
Cool.
because like I have two CRMs too, also like that are go high level, so that are white labeled, and I'm like, this is awesome, but I still kind of don't even know what this is. Like,
Okay. Did you get all your login information?
yes, I think I'm
Okay.
in.
Okay. So you see a screen. Can you share your screen with me?
So I should have did it on this screen. I have it on my other screen. But maybe I could send it.
Sorry, or I can share my screen and you can tell me if it's the same thing. We're both seeing the
Okay.
same thing. I'll do that. How's that sound?
Yeah, I'm at the Chaos Busters.
No, so you're going to be. You should have got a login for this.
Oh, okay. So that's what I need to do. I need to like log in into. I have to make sure I have the right email because I got the Buster Challenge email, and then okay, those are confirmations. You've been added to the Chaos Buster affiliate campaign. Activate your account. Okay, I guess that's where we are. Your account has been
Yeah.
created. Go high level. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me create a password here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now I'm in.
All
Yeah,
right. Cool.
amplify. Good.
All right. So let's see. I'm going to bring up mine over here and yours over there. All right. So that's yours. This is mine. All right. So to kind of help answer a little bit of that question, right? That you had like, oh, white label slash go high level. Like, I don't understand the difference. So here's an interesting thing, right? So you see app.reiamplify.com, and those others that you were looking at or that you have is app dot something, right? So if you go app.gohighlevel.com, what's it going to do? Same thing. So you can see that there is a white labeled version going on here. Now, this is just like high level stuff that it has nothing to do with you. I'm just trying to give you like a general idea of what's going on.
Sure.
But when you, I wouldn't suggest going here to app.gohighlevel.com. I just wanted to show you that they go to the same place. But when you use app.reiamplify.com, it allows you to access the things that we provide extra on top of Go High Level, such as this button. So we'll go through all that. But
Okay.
I wanted to
Awesome.
kind of give you that overview
Thank
of
you.
like
Thank you.
white label version, what it is, what it does. And it's just it's app.gohighlevel.com, but it's our brand on it, and it allows us to put our products and different services inside that brand on top of app.gohighlevel.com. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So here it is, right? This is what you got, and I don't really want to go too much in depth of this because one of your training calls will be on this,
Hmm.
but I just wanted to make sure you got in, you're able to get in. I would just in some of your spare time go and mess around with this, just start clicking, get a little familiar with it. One thing I will say is that in between now and Monday, click here and you can go through all these supports, start learning a lot of this stuff. If you have any questions, you can chat with a live agent here.
Very cool.
And there's an academy here too that you can go through and you can really just start learning a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
And in one of those emails that was sent to you, there's other links to other educational products too. So there's a whole bunch of educational products that you can learn, and some of them may be repetitive, but repetitive is good because they're from different sources.
Mm.
All right. So we're going to learn about this later. We're going to really get into Go High Level kind of after the tech training, because right now what we're going to do is we're really going to work here because we need to understand what your business like what your standard operating procedures look like today, and however messy they are, we need
Mm.
to understand them, because once we understand them and put them on paper, now we can see like, okay, here's all the things that David's doing to complete and make money. Where can we make it better, and where should we start building and go high level? What's the one tiny little thing that we can start with? So you got a good start here, and where do you want to start?
So, um, yeah, I have leads, right? And for here in New York, especially, our main goal is to get appointments. And things are appointments. So I think there's something about that might make the process a little bit more simpler, even though it's kind of what's our challenge here. Our challenge is like we can't just lock things up under contract here, but as far as simplifying the lead generation process, we always have to get to the house pretty much to visit. So I think of that as like a place maybe to start from. Like the best way we just getting more appointments or getting people onto appointments, and the automation or the building to that might be makes sense to start from, at least discussion wise.
Wait, we're gonna put a little star around it. Yay! Okay, so the main goal is to get appointments because you're in New York and it's an attorney state, right?
Yeah, and there's no due
And
diligence
there's no
period.
due diligence.
Yeah.
Crazy. Uh, can you
Your due
assign
diligence is
contractors?
before a contract.
Okay,
Like
that
that, you're
makes sense.
supposed to like once you're in contract, like it's pretty ironclad. They expect you to perform on that contract.
I like that. I think it wastes less time.
It does. It does waste less time, and it's like a strange thing where it's like you want to qualify more, but at the same time you have to go on more appointments. But like, the common thing is like, hey, don't waste time on appointments. But it's kind of can be challenging for us to go with that ideology in a way.
Right. Because you don't have that contract period to go and like do all your due diligence. You have to do it all in your appointment. Okay. So what type of appointments are we talking about here?
In person, um, walkthroughs, ideally with the seller. Sometimes it's the tenant, but we really ideally with the seller, decision maker slash seller. Yeah.
Okay. Spelling is not on point today. Well, that's
Doesn't even matter. Yeah. Everything else is working good too. So
there we go. It's probably wrong. Well, it's definitely it doesn't even understand it. Damn, tenant, is that right? How does it not know? It just needs one less N. All
I
right.
spell
So
tenant wrong. Like pretty much literally every day. I put two N's every day. I don't know. I can't.
so did I. Tenant,
I'm like
tenant.
working on an eviction right now, and I'm like have to type out tenant and write tenant. I have the forms, and I spell it wrong every time.
Okay. So where where are these like people phone calls? Like how are we getting? Is this stuff coming from the VAs and like
Yes,
the? Okay.
mainly from the VAs, and then also the second those two channels like Facebook and the cold calling. So Facebook, we have inbound leads coming in, um, and I'm pretty much dialing on those, or the VA will you know set that up for me or try to do a live transfer on those. But yeah, same thing. We want to get on those appointments um, if we can. Sometimes it's tricky, like a divorce that I'm working on right now. His wife's in it, and we can't get in there. So
Got it. Okay. So so your VA is cold calling, cold calling, cold calling from a crazy list of stuff in using one of the what was it, power dialer. What was
yes,
the other
ready
one?
mode.
Ready mode. I just want to see here. Whoops. I want to connect it there. So they're coming from ready mode, and then inbound leads are pay per click or pay per lead, right?
Paper too much.
Pay for too much. Pay per click, slash pay per lead. All right. Okay. So what is what's your VA currently doing now? Like, they get a what's your qualification for like a warm lead or something? Like, what's that?
Uh, we try to get the four pillars. We can't always get them on the conversation, but we're trying to get the four pillars, basically. And if they're open to an appointment, usually that's a pretty good indication, right? Because we're kind of built around that, so we're trying to get the appointment, um, and then setting up a day right on that phone call, and we even have the phrasing specific where it's like we will see you Saturday at 12, so that we usually because there seems to be a flake rate when we call to confirm, so we try to like do that, and then as we're on our way like 15 minutes before be like we're on our way, see you soon.
Got it. Okay. And is the VA setting the appointment?
Mostly as much as we can. So they can't always quite get them to appointments, and that require me following up. But yeah, the idea is to get them to do that as much as possible, but also while educating them to make sure it's qualified. But they have been setting. We've had successful appointments where literally they just sent it, but we did have and this is kind of a one off, but it did happen Saturday where we showed up. The guy said it wasn't him, that he didn't talk to anybody. It was the wrong address. I listened to the phone call I went back and listened because it's all recorded. Somebody did say it was him, and that's their number and address, and they confirmed. And literally, we reaffirmed. We called back because we had to change it. So we reaffirmed, but so either somebody's lying or something weird happened that we still quite haven't figured out yet.
Someone's lying.
Yeah.
Okay. So ready mode and is how are you getting the information from like ready mode into the calendar? Like the yeah. So the contacts info and the four pillars. How are you getting
So
like what's that look like?
so um basically through ready mode, they're dialing and they have their script and all their things laid out, and they every time they get a seller or somebody, they text me through the band app. Um and I will take that and then put it in my auto CRM. But I might have
Okay.
skipped. I don't know if I answered fully what you wanted me to. I might have skipped.
So no, I think that's good. So right now the VA they get the four pillars and the contact information, and currently they're they're just texting you the information,
Yeah,
and you are entering into ready mode
I
or
enter it
not ready auto
into
auto
auto. Yes.
auto. Okay, cool. So from there to there, and then what about the appointment? How does that like when does that come in this little workflow?
So we try to on the call get them to set an appointment. Um, the text, within the notes of text will be the appointment and the time and the day that it's set, and then I will, confirm with my team, and then we put it on our Google Calendar, our shared Google Calendar.
Got it. So four pillars, contact information, book a like a walkthrough. What did we call this?
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Walkthrough's perfect. Yeah.
A walkthrough. All right. Let's squeeze this a little bit. And then the VA is just texting you the information, entering
Yeah.
an auto, and
Yeah.
includes the calendar or the appointment date and time. Includes the appointment date and time, and then you'll manually go through and add to Team Google Calendar.
Mhm.
Okay, sound about right?
Yes.
All right. And how many people do you have on your team?
So there's depending on so when I think of my team, it's like, it's me and my two VAs and my brother basically that's been driving. So that's like my unit, and then I have two main buyers that I work with. And they both kind of have their own separate teams. So I'm either setting an appointment for one or the other based on where the lead comes in from. But mainly I'm setting appointments with to our properties, which is there's four other people on that team, one being or two being agents and two being investors, but everybody kind of like all working together, do an agreement.
Got it. So when you say manually go through and add to the team calendar, so you'll take this information and you'll add it to either the 2R count, like their 2R calendar, or there's
Yes.
another calendar of some sort.
Or yeah, there's not a shared one for the other one, but I'll like put on my calendar and then confirm with the team.
Okay. All right.
But
So
yeah,
there's
same idea.
two teams. The one is 2R, 2R, and what's the other one
Cash
called?
for keys.
Cash for keys. Okay. So the VA will book an appointment whenever is good for the seller, and then you'll get that information, and then you'll figure out which team is going to get that based off of buy box parameters and whatever.
Yes, yes.
Anything else that we should add here that is going on currently?
Just if it helps to there, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think, yeah, yeah, that covers it pretty well, actually.
Okay. I want to come back to this at some point
Cool, cool.
because this is like a real interesting, uh, like how do we determine who gets the lead?
So that's based off of the if you kind of go to my cold calling, my other list, you'll see 2R and the drawing for dollar leads. So basically, a 2R leads goes with 2R, and drawing for dollars is with cash for keys. So all my drawing for dollar leads that are on like particular campaigns within ready mode, and then I have 2R campaigns that are also being dialed in ready mode. So they have their separate. They're all separated to their campaigns, and as the VA on every note that they give me, they tell me the campaign where it's from, so that I know the original source of the lead. This is more of an honor system because I want to do the right thing, but um, not all the stuff has the official like agreements. But I just am building it out this way because I know this is the best way, and um, to keep the loyalties where I've been working with everybody and keep everybody keep everything ethical.
Okay, this is good. I think this is going to be real useful. That really helped clarify this for me.
Cool,
Um,
good, good.
so I made all this fancy star stuff. We don't need that.
And part of it is like what's kind of came to me over the last couple of years and being like, okay, like I see this working, and how can I build my business this way with the opportunities that are in front of me, which is why I do equity splits now with them. So I get a percentage on the deal as it comes in, and then a percentage on the back end after it flips, unless it's a hold, which I'll just get a bigger percentage up front, ideally.
Amazing, amazing. All right, so we have it's either going to be a 2R lead or it's going to be a cash for keys lead, right? It's
Mm.
kind of the two
Yes.
branches we got going on here.
Yes.
All right, so we got two branches, and you'll see
Awesome.
why we need to do this way.
Yeah,
It'll
this
save
is
you
great,
save you
bro.
a ton of time. It's going to save you a ton of time once you see what I'm
This is
getting at
so
here.
fire. Yeah.
Okay, so book through appointment. It's either a 2R lead or a cash for keys lead. All right, so we don't need this anymore. We kind of figured out that VA is texting information. We'll just kind of like throw this up here because these are kind
Yeah.
of
And if it matters at all, it's through an app called Band. Um, my VAs are through Integria. So it's like, I got the two VAs through them, but it's like on their platform. So they hire the VAs and they kind of help manage them a little bit, but they're under me. So we use an app Band that we're always communicating on, and then the team like jumps in and helps sometimes when I need.
so. Do you have say on where and how they send you information?
Yes, I can. Yeah, change that up and
Okay,
um,
we're gonna
yeah,
change that.
yeah,
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
awesome.
We're gonna get through this. I want to keep going. I'm trying. I'm excited, but I gotta stay
Oh, good,
focused.
man. I'm excited too. That's awesome.
Okay, so we've got a 2 hour lead for a for this catch for keys lead. So 4 pillars, contact information, book a walkthrough. We'll just call this appointment APT booked. It's either going to be. Actually, I wonder. I think this should actually. Workflows are always funny because you build it and then you change it and then you build it. So actually, I think because you have ready mode, right, and then your VAs, and then you have these two campaigns. So this kind of
Yes,
has to go into the beginning of it.
right. That right because there's potential for that, right, and how that can be
Yeah.
talking to each other.
All right. So we have this down to there, and this up to there, and then so each of them is going to have the same qualifications. So we could make it separate, but I don't think so. Let's see. How do we make this make more sense? Um, maybe like this, and we'll just say qualification questions, and then we can delete this, delete this, and we'll say 4 pillars and the contact information. So let's get real. So this is full name because you might have information and it might be incorrect.
Yes, and we did have that, and since that incident, now there's a new line where um it's like N/A/P, which is name, address, phone number, and it has to say confirmed next to it. So like I want my VAs to say confirmed name, address, phone number on every call, especially now.
I like it. So then phone number. All right, and then all of these have to have confirmation,
Mm,
right?
right, right.
So seems like tedious, and that we're
This is
probably going super nitty gritty here, but
this
we kind of
is
have to.
ultimate. This bro, this is great. This is like heavenly right now. Like feel like it's like getting out there into the real world, you know?
All right, so we might as well do the same thing with the 4 pillars, right? Hold on. I try to make things so they're like uniform.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So if we have 4 pillars over there, this is going to have to be contact info. Come on, fingers. Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
What are the 4 pillars for you?
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't hear you. Uh timeline, motivation, condition,
Right.
and price. And if it's a fifth pillar, I guess it would be the appointment.
Yeah, it's kind of like a separate. All right. So let's just do this over here now. So how do you have your VAs figuring out the timeline? Is there like a standardized process this, or they just say like, hey, what's your timeline? And they're like 1 month, or is there like because we can make a basically what I'm getting at here is that what we can do is we can make a very standardized survey or form that your VA
Mhm.
follows step by
Yes,
step
yes.
so that
Yeah, that I
you're
like
getting
that.
the information the same every time.
Um, if it helps, I can show you maybe what they send me now.
Sure. Yeah, just I mean take a look at it. You don't have to show it to me or send it to me. You can if you want. But like,
Yeah.
are we talking like, 1 to 2 months or like 1 month to 1 year or 1 month? Like, do you want to have it as a multiple choice question or do you want to leave it as just a fill in the blank question?
Oh, I see. I see. Um, yeah, well, I guess I have a couple thoughts as you say that, but if multiple choice makes it smoother and easier, I'm all for that. 100%, and especially if it's like some sort of form where like that, I guess depending on who's filling out the form, but if it's on the VA side, um, yeah, I'm not sure, but I guess I'm open to both, but whatever's easier.
I think there's room for both. There's reasons for both, right? Because if someone's like, I want to sell my house in 4 days, and your multiple choice options are zero to 1 month, then you have no way of quantifying that 4 days,
Mm,
right?
yes,
But if somebody
yes.
just says like, oh yeah, like I'm kind of interested, and the VA is like, well, what does that mean? You know, 0 to 1 month, 2 months to 4 months, like just giving them a little more structure in how they answer their questions or ask
Yeah.
their questions.
I
I don't know.
stole I stole a little bit like even like in our script, which like I like the idea of open ended to range, kind of like you said, like open ended question, and then like putting because that's like kind of been a lot of my business, and like putting people into a range, but like the opportunity for the open ended question, and then when they're not giving the information, like okay, so is that like 1 to 2 months, and that's kind of how the VAs are doing it. So it's like that's pretty much the philosophy overall, like open ended, and when they're having trouble, give answers. We're going for the range to kind of direct them. And that even for like buyers with pricing and stuff like that, it's like every buyer's like, I'll buy any property. Oh, so you'll buy fire damage? Well, actually, you know.
All right, so we have a exact time frame, or we'll do a multiple choice um, time frame. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Motivation. Once again, is there same type of thing, like a multiple
Uh,
choice and then exact
yeah,
time frame?
usually, yeah. So kind of how they're instructed is to ask about the condition of the property originally, and then try to when they're explaining the condition to listen for motivation. But when it's not clear, we say, what's got you interested in the selling the property, or why have you considered listing it? So usually those are kind of the close-ended questions that we have to when they're not giving us much. But ideally, we love to like because we ask for the condition first, especially because price comes up, and it's like, okay, like what's the condition of the property, and then we're ideally listening for that to come back with for motivation.
Got it. So this is a really good question, or really what you said is really good because I had put the questions in the wrong order, and that would have been confusing for them. So in order is price. What's the order in which they ask the question?
Yeah, price, condition, that's fair. It's usually price, condition, And I guess you know what? It's. I'm glad we're doing this because it's like timeline motivation. I'm thinking where should that go? Because you think motivation then timeline that makes sense.
Yeah, because you said that they're listening for motivation during the condition.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
all right. So we got motivation condition. So if they're not giving a exact, so if they're not giving exact, like,
Yeah, if they're not giving exact and it's like it's not quite kind of making sense to, or if it does, but we want to help them, it's like, oh, so it sounds like the property, is in pretty good condition. Have you considered listing it? Or, we've done both because we test both still because sometimes that triggers people with the realtor. It's like, I don't want to sell it to a realtor. It's like, okay, okay. Um, uh, so we'll ask like what's got you wanting to sell. It sounds like the property is in good condition and um you don't really maybe need to sell, but what's got you wanting to sell?
okay, so this is a big one, right? Consider listing it. That's definitely a big thing you have to overcome. Because if they say, oh, I'm just kicking tires right now, it's like, oh, well, you should probably list this property because you're going to want to sell
Yeah, a lot of time.
it. How do you guys deal with that? Like when
We
that
refer
comes up.
Yeah, so um referral to an agent pretty much on both ends all around. Um, for 2R, they're more open to it. Like let's they have a like agent on the team that they work with. For the cash for keys, they're kind of not really interested. But I don't, I'm of the fact that if I put some good things together, they'll open up their mind to what we could do with those. Or I just figure out a way to monetize them, myself.
Got it. Okay. Uh, okay. So another thing I really want to keep in mind, and I'm this happens to me. I get like really specific, and I really start to like focus in on something, and that may not be the best route. Just keeping it really simple at first could be the best route that we go. So, maybe some of these things, like, obviously we're going to have the four pillars, right?
Mm.
But how how specific do we want to get in this? Like, I want to make it easier for you and your team to gather information, but also I don't want to make it more complicated right now.
Yes. So to put a little bit, um, you know, context, the main idea is to get on appointment if we can. So sometimes they don't give price. A lot of times they don't want to talk about it. They might not quite give it, but we're still pretty much open to the appointment itself. It's better if they're giving us information and then set an appointment. But I mean, we've converted, more than a couple times where it's like, they, all right, come see it, and then that ends up being a deal. So if that helps at all with the process to like minimize, and kind of how I work with my VAs, it's like, especially if people want to get off the phone, it's like, hey, if they're open to an appointment and they don't want to tell you shit, like get off the phone. Like you set the appointment and get off the phone, and they'll talk to a construction. They'll like talk to us when we visit about, what's this going to cost versus the more questions we ask. Sometimes they're like, it opens them to ask questions like, oh, so what's this going to cost? Oh, you don't really know. What do you mean? Someone else is going to come see it, or especially New York, how it could be. Everybody thinks they're a
Got it.
construction GC.
Okay, I got it. All right, so we'll just have like a general condition question, and then like a notes section where the VA can just take some notes. Right. Motivation. Probably without getting crazy, it'll just be a notes section. Right. Timeline. Should we have a multiple choice or just be notes?
That could be notes. Yeah, especially if it's for VAs. Yeah, they can do notes.
All right, we'll just do notes, right? I'll just let them do their thing. All right. Does it make sense to have a multiple choice question on the condition? Like, hey, what condition is your property in? If one is perfect and seven is it's burnt, where does your property live on that timeline?
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
open to making that. Yeah,
And then some notes. I think notes is probably pretty good on that too, because maybe
perfect.
be like five, but it's we just did this.
Sure,
That's
perfect.
where the you really get some more information.
Yeah, it's a good hybrid.
Um, and then I want to see where we get that realtor question in there. I don't know yet. We're just gonna have you considered selling on market. All right. So there's that question, right? Who knows? I don't know where that one's gonna go yet. All right. So we got the four pillars. We've got that. Then the booked appointment. This is good. This is going to keep you busy for quite some time.
This is awesome.
This is, yeah, what we're building is seems like it's going to be very helpful for you, and it is not a very difficult thing, but it's going to take us a minute to get through this
Mm.
to actually like teach you how to build it. All right, so both are going to go through here, right, and then once they get that, they're going to book an appointment. And then from there, what are you doing now? Like when you do the walkthrough, like where are you taking your notes?
I'll put them into auto pretty much, or yeah, pretty much auto, and then we'll create. We get photos and then put the photos on a Google Drive.
Got it. All right, sweet. We've got 3 more minutes, and I think this is a really we did a lot of good work here today,
Yeah, bro,
figuring this out.
you killed it, man.
I didn't kill it. I just followed your lead. So you've got a meeting on Monday. Then the next time we will meet, you'll have gone through. Did you down? You didn't download the Lead Connector app yet. I'm assuming.
I do
Or you
have
have.
it already because I manage two CRMs on my phone from it now.
Okay, cool. So can you log into more than one account with Lead Connector?
You log out and then log back in under the different names.
Okay, got it. So you can do that with this.
Took me 3 months to
So,
figure that out.
oh man. Okay. So you'll get Lead Connector. Now, what I want to set some tasks for you because we can set tasks in here as well. So we'll set some tasks. First, we'll see if you're a staff member. You are. That's good. So contacts, tasks. All right. So you're going to have onboarding calls. That was what 11, 311.
I think it's like technically 10:45,
The
but
date, the
yeah.
date, the date.
Oh, sorry, the 11th. Yeah.
311.
Yes,
All right.
311.
So
Both the
311.
onboarding and training call.
Cool. All right. So this is I use me personally. I use tasks often when I'm doing stuff. So this is what I'm showing you how we use tasks. So
Cool. Yeah.
uh, assignee, you're the only assignee, and then contact. You don't have to put contact, but we'll put 311, and it'll be over at what time? 12? No. It'll be over at what, 2 you said? 2 something?
Um,
Before.
the first, sorry, the first one is 10:45 to like, I don't know if it's right, 12:30, and then 2:15 to 3:15.
Cool. All right. So we're just saying that you'll have this, it's going on, and we'll save it there. So now when we come back next time, we'll be like, all right, cool. Did you complete this thing? And we'll put a little check mark next to it. So we'll know that that's been done.
Cool.
And then next time when you and I talk, what are we going to do? So we've got to do a few things, right? We've got we've got a survey to make because all this stuff is going to be in a survey. We also have. Do you have a domain like a www dot?
Clearpathrei.com.
Okay, so you'll have that connected. So we'll build a little uh, internal internal web portal for the VA, and then what else? We'll have some automations, and then there'll be some calendar stuff. All right, so we will work on the internal web portal and probably the survey next time. So once again, we'll add a new task, build internal web portal, and we'll start building the survey. We're going to select you. That'll be, so when are we going to do that? Next week? So next, you want to do next Thursday
Let's see.
or Tuesday or Wednesday?
What's Thursday, 14th?
We can make it sooner if you want. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because we'll probably be going on. Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday can do anytime after lunch, I guess, pretty much. Either that or earlier in the morning. But I just have an 11 o'clock, 11 to 12. I think I have.
All right, let me book this appointment here. All right, so that's you, David. Yes. And we're going to discovery. And that's that. And you're in New York, so that's East Coast. You said you want to do it the 12th?
Yes, the 12th.
At what time?
If we could do like 2 o'clock or yeah, 2 o'clock ish or either that or earlier, like 10. But yeah, either 10 or maybe around 2, if anyone's
Let
better.
me
I just have an 11.
Tuesday. Yeah, I could do 10 o'clock
We could do 10.
or
I
2.
just yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, 10 is good.
Okay, so we'll do 10 o'clock a.m. All right, so the 12th, 10 a.m. to 11. Da, 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 da. All right, so there's that. And then we'll go back here and we'll say 10 a.m. is when this will be due on the 12th, right? 10 a.m. and 12. So just so we know that's what we'll be building next time. Cool. So we've got a couple tasks. You're going to be doing this by yourself. And when we get back on, we'll be doing I'll show you how to build the internal websites going to be pretty easy. The survey is going to take up most of our time, but once we get that going, you'll have some homework to do after that.
This is awesome. This is great.
Yeah, and if in between now and then, if you want to just keep getting deep into any part of your business, like we did here today, just keep doing it because that's what is going to keep going like
Sure.
forever.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, awesome.
Copy this, and we will put in mine. Alrighty, sweet. All right, you've got the appointments confirmed for Tuesday, March 12th. Awesome, dude. Hit me up if you need me.
Thank you, brothers. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Later, man.
Later.